Okay, thank you so much for your time, everyone. Today we are talking about the Sorceress and Frost skills in particular. Frost skills. Frost skills, very based on crowd control, but can also do some heavy damage. So of course you're chilling them, you're freezing them, that's the crowd control. But they have some very heavy vulnerable damage, and they can hit really hard. Some really interesting interactions can happen with your frost skills. So I just wanted to go over them really quick. So, just your basic attack is still pretty badass. You can freeze them and chill them pretty good. You have some really interesting core attacks. You can freeze like crazy. You have your armor that you can use, ice armor. You have a spam, like machine gun style attack. And then you have your ultimate, and your ultimate's really badass. It will make you invulnerable. It'll freeze everyone on the map. It's very strong. It's very useful. I predict a freeze sorceress support build in the not too distant future. So keep your eye out for that. I think it's coming eventually. Very strong. Super useful on the battlefield when it comes to crowd control, when it comes to heavy damage. Excuse me, the Frost Sorceress is super strong. It's one of the strongest builds around. Even if you, it's funny, even if you aren't using Frost as your main damage dealer, there are so many interesting ways that you can interact with Frost that will buff your other attacks. For example, there's an amulet that will allow you to cast Frozen Orb multiple times, but it also will cast other skills when you're doing that. So even if Frost isn't your main damage dealer, you can still use it to spam these other attacks. Look at all these other attacks that are happening while I'm using this. So it's kind of wild, and what it does is it kind of feeds on itself. So the skills that it's summoning will also summon Frozen Orbs, and then those Frozen Orbs can summon those other skills. It's a fucking trip. So real quick, that's Frost damage in a nutshell. It's really strong. It'll buff other builds. The Sorceress is like that though. Certain elements will buff the other elements. It's crazy. I won't make this too long. Long story short, Frost is a beast. I predict a Frost support build eventually. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.